How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Old School Weekly Recap. As I'm sure you are all aware, next week's game update is the Theatre of Blood. However, this week is the Quiet Before the Storm. As the team prepare for one of Old School's largest ever content launches, this week's game update consisted of a few quality of life changes to OSRS Mobile, as well as various tweaks and fixes around the game. The changes to mobile include a small safe zone around the minimap to prevent misclicks, tapping on the stats in the stats menu will now bring up the XP tooltip rather than the skill guide, and finally, an option to cap your FPS to 15, 20 or 30. So if you have access to the mobile beta, be sure to hop on and try out those changes. In this week's game update news post, there was also a mention of a super secret stream taking place at 8 PM BST on Saturday, June 16th. I pressed the team for more information on the stream, but they replied with a screenshot of them hovering over the ban button on my account, accompanied by a message which read, "Stop asking questions." As I mentioned at the start of the video, the Theatre of Blood is on the way next week. Only 6 more days to go. And over the past week, we've seen some of the last pieces falling into place. Earlier this week, the team held a second playtest, inviting a number of players back to the office to give the new and rebalanced theatre a shot. During this week's Q&A, Modghost went over all of the Theatre of Blood content which he'd previously revealed on the streams. He showcased the Maiden, the Pestilent Bloat, Sotutseg, the Nilacus, the Zalapus, and finally Lady Verzik. And to top off this week's Q&A, the team played the full audio track which will accompany Lady Verzik. If you're interested in giving it a listen, find the link in the description. And finally, to finish off this week's Theatre of Blood related talk, I'd like to showcase just a few of the brilliant login screens which have been posted over the course of the week. First off, we have a wonderful animated login screen from Dry Dr. Egg. Unfortunately, animations such as this cannot be used for the login screen, but this is a stunning creation nonetheless. Next up, we have a design from Unknown, which definitely ticks the box for bloody beautiful. To finish things on a spooky note, this last design from Kevin Rules Dude is definitely enough to give you the heebie-jeebies. The winner of the login screen competition is going to be revealed alongside the update for the Theatre of Blood. So best of luck to everyone who entered, and we'll see who is victorious next Thursday. And a quick reminder before we jump into this week's community spotlight, the next Deadman final commences on Saturday the 23rd of June, and it concludes a week later on Saturday the 30th of June. If you're interested in the details of the upcoming tournament or the details of the season which will immediately follow, you can find a link to the recent developer blog in the description. And now let's take a look at some highlights from the community this week. First up, we have this amazing crossover between RuneScape Classic and the Theatre of Blood. This was created by a Reddit user called Otrilu, and I'm absolutely blown away by the quality of this. It's just something about that unregistered hypercam watermark. And to finish off this week's recap, we have a suggestion from Ruru Rupa. He suggested Warpaint, a new form of PVM status symbols. What do you guys think of this suggestion? Would you strive to unlock Warpaint if it were a feature, or would you be satisfied with your pets? And that concludes this week's recap. I know it was a quick one, it has been a reasonably quiet week, but I'm sure we are going to more than make up for that next week with the release of the theatre. I hope you guys all have a great week, and I will see you next Friday.